Greetings everyone and welcome back to the channel. As viewers to my channel will know, I recently acquired the Premier Toys Leader of Marauders, aka the Humungus from Mad Max 2, the Road Warrior. And when I acquired this figure, I also got myself a TBLeague Phicen M35 body because I'd seen the promotional shots of this figure and wasn't awfully taken with the body itself. Viewers of my channel will know that I recently reviewed this. There'll be a link to that review at the end of this video. If you've not already had a look at it, please do take a look at it. But I always intended to do a body swap with it. That body swap has been completed, so I thought I'd update you with how that's come out and how the process went. For those of you unfamiliar with the Phicen TBLeague body, this is the one itself, the M35. Now it's as it says at the top there, super flexible male seamless body made out of a sort of rubber stroke silicon, which is over the top of a metal skeleton, fully seamless. You don't get a head sculpt with this accessory. You just simply get the body itself. There are also a selection of, and I've got them over here, hands. One pair of feet, one, two, let's have a look. Yeah, you get 3 pairs of hands. I'm not going to go through all of them because this is not a review of the M35, but you get 2 pairs of grip, 1 pair of open palms, 1 pair of gripping hands, and a couple of fisted hands as well. People familiar with this body will already know, but those who don't, I believe it's based on Arnold Schwarzenegger. On Arnold Schwarzenegger's physique, and to me that sort of best fitted the physique of Kjell Nielsen, the actor who played the Humungus himself. Process has already been done, so what we're going to do is it's a relatively brief video. We're going to bring out the updated version, get it on the stand, get it on the turntable, have a look at how it looks with the new body. Then it'll be over to the detolf, and we'll go out with a sort of a mini showcase, bit of music, have a look at the figure itself, how it displays under the detolf lights, and maybe introduce the Dark Toys Max and Wes to that trio, shall we say. But yeah. Also worthy of note as well, you do get some other accessories with your M35 figure. You get a set of instructions, and also you get a couple of other accessories, which we won't open on camera. But shall we say this is the it's quite cold outside accessory and the I'm very pleased to see you accessory. But people who've come across these bodies before will know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's the M35. So without further ado, let's bring out the Humungus himself and have a look at how the body swap went. Okay, so here he is, onto the stand and onto the turntable. It's the Premier Toys Humungus post body swap. Yeah, my straight off the bat, I have to say, I'm happy that I ordered this body at the same time I ordered the figure. A huge shout out to William Wang for providing me with both the figure and the body. A link to his Facebook page will be in the description below, as always. Like I said before, I'd seen the promotional photos of this figure and wasn't keen on the body. We've got the actual original body here, and yeah, it's not the best. I'm not a fan of these joints, although they're very good for articulation. And as viewers of my review will know, mine did arrive with a bit of a problem in this arm, with it being just floating free. But I always intended a body swap, so that really wasn't an issue. But yeah, let's have a look at how you actually get this outfit on and onto the new body itself. It looks very simplistic, this outfit, but it was actually quite complicated. Not the easiest thing in the world to transfer from the old body to the new body. As you can see, though, minus the ugly joints, minus that nasty shine that gave the original body a sort of a toy feel. The hyper-realism of the M35 body really does help this, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. The fact that there are no seams there, the shine's gone, the proportions and the muscularity are better, it feels better, it looks better. I think it's just it takes it to the next level, in my opinion. But yeah, let's have a quick look round the actual the actual figure itself and some of the points to note when you are swapping this the bodies over, if you decide that that's a road you want to go down. First of all, the boots. The socks are relatively easy. They come off. Let's stop him spinning at this point so we can take a closer look at this. There's actually, I've just spotted this. There's some unevenness in here with this chain at the back. I'm going to have to alter that after this video. But yeah, let's spin him back round. And as always, we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. But rather than reviewing the actual figure and body itself, we'll be looking at the how this thing works when you body swap it. The boots themselves, these socks are relatively straightforward. Once you take the boots off, which are pegged onto the original body, the socks themselves just slide straight off. You can slide them straight onto the legs here. The boots, the pegs in the boots were slightly too small, as was the peg for the head. They were slightly too small for the stainless steel balls that this body comes with. So a little bit of finagling with a craft knife, just slightly widening those holes until they popped on with no fuss at all. Yeah. So, as I say, that applies to the head as well. The main areas of complication come with this section of the strapping and the torso, but we'll look at that. The gauntlets and the wristband, they both slide off, so it's simply a case of removing the hands, sliding them off and sliding them back on again. Super simple, not an issue. We'll start with the shorts underneath. Now, these shorts underneath this outfit are made of sort of a stretchy lycra nylon type material, but they're actually glued down to the waist of the original body. And I think if we bring it back into shot, you can see where that was glued down. Yeah, it's actually glued down. I don't know if the camera's picking this up, but it's glued around this waist area here. So remove that with caution. The glue's not the best in the world, so there shouldn't be any issues. But be careful when you're doing it. You don't want to rip these shorts. And simply they come off last, obviously. And once you've got those off, they simply, take the feet off, slide them straight up. This whole codpiece and belt arrangement's a little bit more complicated. I'll bring him closer into camera so you can see. Maybe lift his arms up as well at this point. Now, around the sides here, there are multiple clips which actually hold these metal chains on and go all the way around. A pair of needle nose pliers is the easiest way to do it. They just lift off, they unclip and clip back on to the shorts and the belt underneath. I'm going to need to go revisit this because I've only just noticed that this chain is actually is uneven. So this perhaps one they need finagling a little bit more to get them perfectly aligned. But I will do that once we've wrapped this whole thing up. When you take those off, that chain comes away. These pieces of pleather underneath, they simply, this one's attached actually, it's glued at one side, but the others are free floating, they come out and just simply need clipping back into place. The belt itself is actually glued to the top of the shorts, this section here. So once again, exercise caution when you're taking this off. A couple of bits of pleather did come away, but it's simply a case of reattaching it with a dab of crazy super glue, and it's not an issue. Then it's a case of taking the legs off. The good news is, on the original figure itself, the legs are relatively easy to detach. They simply pop out of the ball joint like that. So you don't have to drag the whole outfit down over the legs. You want to pop the straps on the shoulders. They need to go over the arms. Obviously, taking the hands off is a good idea before you do that. There are two pieces of pleather attached at the top here. I'm sure the camera's catching this. And they're actually stuck onto the harness itself. The glue used isn't the best in the world. These both came off while I was doing it, and just had simple case of reattaching them after you've put the rest of the harness back on. Then the rest of the harness simply drops over the shoulders. Codpiece comes down and it simply falls down over the legs, and it's a case of then putting it back on. It's quite finicky, and as you can see, it's easy to make some schoolboy errors, as I've done here at the back, but on the whole, relatively straightforward. Now, the original, as it originally came out of the box, this thing had, and if I've got it, yeah, I've got it over here, came with the cape. Now, I'm not, I mean, the cape is nice, don't get me wrong, it's a nice accessory, and if you're wanting to use it, great, but as the Humungus spent most of the film not wearing this cape, I decided to take it off while I was doing the body swap, and I'll be putting that to one side. But the head itself is relatively straightforward. It's simply a peg joint. Pull the head off. Be very, very careful, I would say, when you're taking that head off, because these wisps of hair, which are very nice and very screen accurate, are not attached in a particularly brilliant way. Some of them were actually literally just tucked under the leather straps of the mask itself, and came away when I was taking the head off and had to reattach them. So exercise a little bit of caution there, but the head simply pops straight off, and then the neck piece falls off. It's free moving. Yeah, so there's no issues there, and that's the only thing holding the cape on. So if you're wanting to go for cape off look, like I am going to do, then that's relatively straightforward. As I said, the only three issues I would say to look out for is watch out for these clips. They can go missing and disappear, and they are very finicky to reattach. And the head and the feet pegs, yeah, need slightly opening up a little bit so that they fit. And that is pretty much it. I was going to do some weathering on this, and I think I probably will still do that. Possibly on this pleather at the back here, maybe some scuffs on the collar itself, maybe dirty these boots up a little bit. I did mention in my previous video that I was going to actually repaint the hockey mask that he wears. Now, I've sort of put that on hold. And the reason for that, and at this point, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Uncarded Reviews for the comments that they left in my previous review. Who really went into some depth about the background and the paintwork on this hockey mask. And yes, there were certain scenes there where it was white and it was plastic, but they did apparently grade this thing up to make it look more metallic. Having revisited it myself as well, there are some shots where it looks lighter and white. There are some shots where it looks darker and grey. So I've decided to leave it for the time being. I'm happy with it the way it is at the moment. But yeah, some further weathering may be in order, shall we say. But as I mentioned before, huge shout out to Uncarded Reviews for going into such great depth and doing that research. It was really useful, and a massive thank you. Huge thumbs up. So really, that's it. That's your Humungus figure with the M35 body, and a huge improvement, I think it is too. It just takes the figure to the next level. I think it looks far, far better. Gone are the ugly joints. Gone is the shininess. Gone is the arm that looks like it's been run over by a truck. And it's been replaced with this, which to me is this is the figure I was after. So there you have it. That is the Premier TOYS Humungus body swapped with the Phicen TBLeague M35. What we'll be doing next is we'll get him into a pose, we'll get him over into the Detolf, and maybe introduce the wares and the Premier TOYS wares and the Dark TOYS Max, and go out with a little showcase of the body swap figure itself. As always, a massive thank you to everybody for supporting the channel and for watching the videos and for commenting. We've got bags more content coming up. What's coming up next? We've got the Mr. J, that's coming up soon. That's the Mars Toys take on the 89 Joker. We've got a Grail piece coming up. It's another body swapped figure. It's the Predator, Alan Dutch Schaefer by Hot Toys. We've got Dead Strange coming up. Once again, Hot Toys. Oh, the list is endless. I'm trying to think of what else is on. Oh, yeah, we've got Alfred from the 89 Batman, another Mars Toys as well. That's coming up soon too. So, be sure to hit that bell notification icon and that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Once again, thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves and happy collecting, and it's over to the Detolf.